the simple verse of Al-Quran that I recited before you, let me translate it to the best of my ability to make it as simple as possible. After the haruf muqatta'at, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Zalikal kitabu, this is the book, la raiba fi, that has no doubts in it. This is definitely a book that has no doubts in it. Nothing contained in it you can suspect doubtful. You believe in whatever you can read in this book, and that will be the truth. Hudal lil muttaqeen, it's guidance for those who are God conscious. Now this muttaqi word is something to be understood. Hudal lil muttaqeen, it's guidance for those who are aware of existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, believe in Him, believe that He is watching over you, He is with you, He is listening to you, that your intentions He knows. That is a muttaqi. Not the one who has been praying every day and has done 100 Hajj and 10,000 Umrahs and all that stuff. And yet, basically, he may not have the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that an ordinary, totally uneducated person might have. He may have doubts about certain things. He may think that unless we do this, this doesn't happen. He may say, if I don't pray in a certain way, that will not be accepted. He may be saying things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish this person because he is not standing correctly in Jamaat or in Salah. All of these things that person is saying, hurting other people, feeling, giving decrees or decisions about other people, making them sad, making them upset, making them worry, that may be something that is not necessarily the best thing to do. And yet that person may feel that I have done so much ibadah, that I belong in Jannah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in many places that if you do X, Y, Z, I can destroy all your actions. All your good deeds will be nullified and you may not even realize it. You remember that verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when you are in presence of my beloved, keep your voices low. If you show any disrespect to him or raise your voice above his voice, I will destroy all your good deeds, and the tragedy is that you will not even realize that that has happened to you. So you won't even have a chance to repent or ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness. So that basically is the concept one has to understand. Hudal lil muttaqeen, it's a guidance for those people who are God conscious, who are muttaqi, who realize that there is a creator that is all powerful, all knowing, and that you have always to be doing things that are pleasing to him and do things that he has ordained for you to do. He has created us, like I have said that in the past meetings also, he has created us to serve his creation. We should really look after things that are surrounding us and be as helpful as possible and not hurtful. Try to console people, give them something positive, and if you see something negative about somebody, try not to necessarily highlight it, but try to guide them later on in a very congenial way, in a positive way. They are not really feeling hurt, and yet they stand guided. But again, remember, what you may think is right may not necessarily be the right thing to do. So always remember that there are others that know better than you. There are other things, other people that are of better quality than you. But try to be as good to yourself. Try to speak the truth and try to be able to help others to the extent that you can. Now, I heard a otherwise very famous scholar saying that if you read Al-Quran and you do not know the meaning of it, then it does not benefit you at all. He said, I certainly say this, that if you do not understand the meaning of Al-Quran, whatever you are reciting, then whatever you are reciting does not do any good to you because you don't really understand. I think what he meant was that you should try to understand Al-Quran as much as you can and get the guidance from it, and it will guide you. But for him to say that reciting Quran without meaning has no benefits, obviously to me, that is not the correct thing to say. Al-Quran is not just an ordinary book. A famous poet says, "E kitabe zinda, Quran-e Hakim." It's a live book, it's a living book. Hikmate-u la zawalasto qadim, and its wisdom is unperishing and has been there forever and will always be there. So, Al-Quran is not just an ordinary book. It's the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you give the reverence and respect to it and try to connect to it, then it becomes negotiating with you. It actually then goes back and forth to you. It guides you internally, spiritually, and you will understand that now you are in connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his creator. He keeps guiding you and he keeps telling you to do this and that, and it comes to you as an intuition sometimes, as in dreams sometimes, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows how best to guide you. But your intention should be good, to learn from this book. Just touching that book has blessings. Just reciting those words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, his words, just repeating those has a barakah in it that is unbelievable. From barakah, I remember when our beloved Prophet was traveling from Makkah towards Medina, along the way with some companions, along the way, they were obviously tired and thirsty or whatever, so they wanted to eat something. And they saw a cottage and an old lady there, and they stopped there and they said, do we have some water or something to drink? Or something to eat, because we are traveling and we have no support resources with us. She said, the only thing I have is this goat, and goat is so weak and so much kind of a old that it has not much of a milk or anything, so I don't know, what can I offer you? Our beloved Prophet said, okay, bring that goat to us, let's see what we can do. And our beloved Prophet touched the goat, and the goats had so much milk in there, they started to take the milk out of the goat's nipples, and started to fill that one part, second part, whatever milk they needed for that particular gathering, a group of people. That milk kept coming out from the nipples of that goat, and they were all satiated and satisfied with their thirst, and they were very happy, and that old lady did not understand where the milk came from. She doesn't even have the babies that our milk should be there in our body, and yet that is called barakah. That is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiplies something for you, for every little intention or deed that you do, with the barakah, it goes too far for you. This is an example that I wanted to give only to prove to you that there is a barakah in reciting the Al-Quran words, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then takes over. I can give you another story of a shepherd that was sitting and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a field, as our beloved Prophet and some companions were passing by. But our beloved Prophet heard this shepherd, not beloved Prophet, Moses. I'm sorry, Moses was traveling, and he was going through the field, and he heard this shepherd praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was saying, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you were down here, if you were closer to me, I would shine your shoes, I would fix your hair, I'll clean your shirt, and I will give you milk to drink, I will take good care of you, and I will sing for you and make you happy. And when Moses heard all of that, he was surprised. And Moses, being a prophet, felt that he has to correct this man. So he went to him and he said, you are committing some kind of a bad deed. This is like blasphemy, that you are attributing these things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have a feet that you can wash, does not have shoes that you can clean, and doesn't have hair that you can fix. So say you're sorry, apologize, And don't ever say these things again about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he is free of all of this. As Moses said that to him, the man stopped and he started to get, of course, worried, that person, and he became very sad. Few steps further down, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to Moses, "Oh Moses, what did you do to my friend? He was trying to connect to me, he's connecting to me, and I was listening to him, and he was doing the best he can to his understanding, and look what you have done, you have broken his heart, now he's crying and he's unhappy. Go back and apologize to him and tell him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with you, that you do what you are trying to do." So Moses had to go back and correct himself and told him that I have good news for you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes what you were doing, and that I was kind of harsh with you. Please forgive me for saying all of that. And then he walked by. Here again, that particular person was not a scholar from a college that had degrees to know what to do, what not to do, and yet he was connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, was listening and liking what that person was saying. Not only the listening, but actually liked what that person was saying, because he was trying to do the best that that person could do with abilities that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given that person. So always remember that it's not necessarily the good deeds that we should depend on, but the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His blessings, because they are boundless. And once you are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with sincerity, believing in Him, in all His attributes, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes over and basically guides you and lets you live a life that is really beneficial to others that are surrounding you. Now, there are several other examples I can tell you where our scholars, Muslim scholars, basically giving their own opinions, are actually negating some other scholars that are sitting next to them as they discuss with this thing. I heard someone saying that if you do XYZ during your salah is not accepted, it's discarded, you're wasting your time. And the other person probably says just the opposite. You do not know as a human being whose salah is accepted and whose is not. Always hope that yours is. Try to do the best you can, try to learn as much as you can, but do not ever think that you have come to a point where everything you do is the best and nobody else knows better than you. In Al-Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there is always one who knows more than the one who thinks who knows. So always leave that option open so that you have a way of saying that I did my best, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Every little verse of Al-Quran may have 10, 15, 100 layers and depths of meanings. Some people may go to the first or second layer only and they think they know. But there's a whole lot more in the Al-Quran that if you knew all of those things, then a lot more knowledge will come to you. Don't forget the story of that man. He knew something from this book, and by just thinking of that, he was able to bring the throne of Sheba, Bilqis, from miles away into the presence of Prophet Sulaiman al-Islam. Where did he get all of that? From this book. And that book has that information in there for those who can connect to it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the guidance, give us the understanding that we are trying our best to spread His message to our future generations. And if there are any shortcomings, He may forgive us.